November 24, 1971. A heavy rainstorm is battering the Pacific Northwest. At Portland International Airport, a man carrying a black attaché case walks up to the Northwest Orient Airlines counter. He pays cash for a one-way ticket to Seattle. The name on the ticket? Dan Cooper. He boards Flight 305, a Boeing 727, and takes seat 18C in the back of the plane. Witnesses later describe him as a quiet man in his mid-40s, wearing a dark suit, a black tie with a mother-of-pearl tie clip, and dark aviator sunglasses. He orders a bourbon and soda, lights a Raleigh filter cigarette, and waits for takeoff. Shortly after the plane is airborne, Cooper catches the attention of a 23-year-old flight attendant named Florence Schaffner. He hands her a folded piece of paper. Assuming he's just another businessman slipping her his phone number, she drops it unopened into her purse. Cooper leans in closely, his voice calm and polite. "Miss," he says, "you'd better look at that note. I have a bomb." Shocked, Schaffner opens the note. The exact words were taken back by Cooper, but the message was clear. He opens his briefcase just enough for her to see inside. 8 red cylinders, wires with red insulation, and a large cylindrical battery. The threat is terrifyingly real. His demands are highly specific. $200,000 in negotiable American currency. That's equivalent to over $1.5 million today. He also demands 4 parachutes, 2 primary, and 2 reserves, and a fuel truck waiting in Seattle to refuel the plane upon arrival. Flight 305 circles Puget Sound for 2 agonizing hours while the FBI scrambles on the ground. They assemble the $200,000, entirely in $20 bills, microfilming every single serial number. But the FBI makes a crucial psychological error. They assume Cooper might be crazy. They don't realize they are dealing with a tactical genius. Why did Cooper ask for 4 parachutes if he was acting alone? The authorities realized with horror that Cooper might be planning to take hostages with him when he jumps. Because of this, the FBI couldn't risk giving him fake or sabotaged parachutes. By asking for 4, Cooper guaranteed that the gear he received was fully functional. The plane lands in Seattle. Cooper allows all 36 passengers and 2 flight attendants to disembark in exchange for the money and the parachutes. The passengers have absolutely no idea they were just part of a hijacking. Now, it's just Cooper and the flight crew left. He orders the pilot to fly towards Mexico City, but with incredibly bizarre instructions. He demands the plane fly below 10,000 feet to prevent the cabin from depressurizing. He tells them to keep the landing gear deployed, and lower the wing flaps to 15 degrees. This specific configuration forces the commercial airliner to fly at barely 115 miles per hour, the absolute slowest speed possible without stalling and falling out of the sky. He explicitly targeted the Boeing 727 because it was the only commercial jet equipped with an aft airstair, a door that opens under the tail of the plane. The plane takes off again into the freezing night. 2 F-106 fighter jets scramble from a nearby Air Force base to shadow the airliner, flying above and behind it, out of Cooper's sight. At roughly 8 p.m., somewhere over the rugged, heavily forested mountains of southwestern Washington, the warning light flashes in the cockpit. The rear door has been opened. The cabin pressure suddenly changes. The pilots feel the nose of the plane pitch upward. The physical reaction of a heavy weight suddenly leaving the rear air stair. Plunging into a violent rainstorm, with wind chills dropping to 70 degrees below zero. D.B. Cooper steps off the ramp. Despite the fighter jets trailing him, the extreme weather and total darkness provide the perfect cover. The pilots see nothing. Radar detects nothing. The ghost hijacker vanishes into the abyss. Operation NORJAK, short for Northwest Hijacking, becomes the most exhaustive and expensive manhunt in American history. FBI agents, local police, and soldiers comb the treacherous Pacific Northwest wilderness. They search mountains, dredge rivers, and interview hundreds of suspects. Years turn into a decade. Many experts conclude that no one could have survived that jump. Wearing only a business suit and a trench coat in a freezing storm, plunging into a pitch-black forest. Cooper must have died on impact. But no body, no parachute, and no briefcase are ever found. Then, in 1980, a breakthrough. An 8-year-old boy named Brian Ingram is building a campfire with his family on the sandy banks of the Columbia River at a place called Tina Bar. Digging in the sand, he uncovers 3 bundles of heavily degraded $20 bills. The FBI immediately verifies the serial numbers. It's $5,800 of Cooper's ransom money. But the discovery only deepens the mystery. How did the money get there? Did it wash down the river? Or did Cooper bury it himself? Whoever D.B. Cooper was, his heist was so flawless that it literally forced the aviation industry to evolve. Following his escape, the FAA mandated that a new mechanical aerodynamic lock be installed on the exterior of all Boeing 727s to prevent the rear stairs from opening mid-flight. To this day, that simple piece of metal is officially named the Cooper vane. In 2016, the FBI officially suspended active investigation of the case. It remains the only unsolved skyjacking in the history of commercial aviation. Did a brilliant criminal mastermind escape into the night with his millions? Or did the wilderness consume a desperate man? Life is weird. Let's talk about it. Hit subscribe for more true crime and unsolved mysteries, and tell me in the comments, who do you think D.B. Cooper really was?